Welcome to the testing world. So in previous session we have seen introduction to TestNG. Now I'll show you how we can write test cases by using TestNG. So these are the few topics which we are going to cover. Here I'll show you how TestNG works, means how we can write test cases in using TestNG and how we are going to execute them. So let me move to Eclipse, and there previously we are using main, which I'm deleting as of now. So here we have a B class which I'm going to delete. Okay. Now as of now we have a class A. There I have written some methods, and I am assuming in these methods I'm going to write my test case code. So as of now I just remove two test cases and keep only one test case. So let's take an example. I have a test case which I have written in this method, and I want to execute this test case without using main by using TestNG. How we can do it? So whichever the method you want to execute as a test case, over to it we have to mention @test. We will get error. Just click on the error. It will ask you, would you like to add JUnit library or TestNG library? I said I want TestNG library. Next, it will show error. Just click on this. It will say, would you like to import it? We know that whatever we want to use in our Java program, we have to import. So I'll just say yes. It has imported, and you will notice the error is gone now. So now we are ready with our one test case. How TestNG will understand this test case? TestNG does not understand these methods. TestNG only understands its annotation. So as of now I'm using test annotation. So by this TestNG will understand this is a test case method. So whatever the method you want to treat as a test case, just put @test annotation. So we call it annotation. And if you are aware about JUnit, so there also we have a test annotation, means in JUnit as well, if you want to treat a method as a test case, we are going to use same name annotation. Okay, that is done. Now I want to execute and check what would be the result. That's my run button. As I click on this, it will execute, and here it shows execution successfully. If you go for the command prompt, there you are getting data. There you are getting output is printed, means yes, this method executed successfully. And it also shows, if you check it here, TestNG window, it also shows this test case is passed. So we have seen in TestNG, if you want to treat any method as a test case, just put @test annotation over to that. So we have seen how TestNG is going to understand your method. Okay, there might be some code which you want to execute as a prerequisite of the test case. Means in this method I'm going to write test case like enter username, enter password, click on sign in button, or you are going to write registration test case. But before executing the test case, you want your browser should be started, your URL should be there in the browser. So that is not a test case, that is a prerequisite of the test case, means that code I want to execute before the test case. For doing that kind of code, we can write another method. So I'm writing a method like public void start browser, and here I can write that kind of code. As of now I'm just doing simple print statement, but later on you can write actual code. So I'm saying start browser plus enter URL. So that kind of code which we want to execute before the test case, I'll put in another method. Okay, would you like to treat this method as a test case? Answer is no, because this is not a test case, that's a prerequisite of my test case. So whatever the code you want to execute before your test case, we will write into a method, and we are going to use an annotation with the name before method. So this before method will execute before the test case. In the same way, if you want to execute some code after your test case execution, okay, my test case is executed successfully. Now after that I want to close the browser. So this browser close code is not a test case. It's a post execution script. So what I can do, I'm going to write one more method like stop browser, write my code over there. So if I say I'm here going to write code of close browser. Okay. The code which we want to execute before the test case, I'm using annotation with the name before method. In the same way, the code which you want to execute after your test case, we are going to use an annotation after method. Now, our first test case is ready, in which we have a test case code, we have prerequisite code, and also we have post execution code. Let's execute it one more time. Execute it. Everything is executed successfully. If you can check it over here, we are not getting any error. Also, if you go to the command prompt, there we are getting this output. First, start browser, enter URL, then test case, then close browser. Now, if you can see, we are using three annotations. One is before method, test, and after method. Okay, when we are actually running this code, how TestNG is working? So whenever you run the code, TestNG always search for test annotation. So this annotation is mandatory. So if you do not write this annotation, okay, I have other two annotations, but I have removed test annotation. Let's try to execute them. So you will notice it will show no test case, and here nothing will be printed. Why? Because test is a mandatory annotation. If you have test annotation, only after that it will search for other annotations. So in this case, test was not there. It did not execute anything. So now the functionality of the test unit is that whenever it is going for search, it always search for the test annotation. If found, now it will search for before method. So if before method is there, it will execute before method, then test, and at the end it will search for after method. If there, execute that. So this before method and after method is not mandatory. If it is there, it will execute, but this test annotation is mandatory. If I ask you a very simple question over here, what is the order of searching of the annotation in TestNG? So it's very simple. First it is searching for test, then it is searching for before method, and then it is searching for after method. But if I say, okay, what is the order of execution of the annotation in TestNG? So execution order is, first it is going for before method, then test, and at the end after method. So now we got understanding basic three annotations. We have few more annotations which we are going to cover later on. But as of now, we have gone through basic three annotations which will be used very frequently. Also, we have seen what will be the order of searching and order of execution. One thing I want to tell you, TestNG does not understand your method. It only understands its annotation. So if you have a method with annotation, it will execute that method, else it will just skip it. So I'm just moving here. We got understanding how TestNG is working and what all the basic annotations we are having in TestNG. So it's a test, before method, and after method. That's all we have for this session. In next session, I'll show you how we can write multiple test cases in a file.